Hey everybody, it's Joe Jonas hanging with Jag.
Hi, this is Carly Rae Jepsen, and you're listening to Jag.
Ryan Seacrest with Jag.
It's B.O.B. So much swag with my homie Jag.
And now, a look at this week in podcasting news. It's the Jag Show podcast.
Welcome in. I am John Jag Gay. Now, there are two entities I talk about in this podcast that are similarly sounding and a little confusing, so bear with me. Audacy is a radio company, formerly Entercom and CBS Radio before that, not who we're talking about today. Audacity is a free audio editing program used by 100 million people worldwide, including maybe you. Well, recently they were bought by a company called Muse, which is headquartered in Cyprus. And a future software update is going to have users connect to the web, and as a result, the people behind Audacity have had to put out a statement confirming to European and other privacy laws for the internet. They're going to collect your IP address, but it's unclear what else. Now, don't freak out. Almost every site you visit is going to collect your IP address. But the agreement also states that some of your information can be shared with Muse's infrastructure company in Russia. Now, I'm not going to get political, but with the 2016 election interference and recent ransomware attacks that we've seen, the Russia part's a little concerning. I've got several articles linked in today's show notes about this, including a fantastic video from Jenny Renstrata of Gritty Birds Podcasting. Here are the key takeaways. The current version of Audacity, up to 3.0.2, does not connect to the web. So if you haven't grabbed it, you can download it now and use it as always, just never updating it as long as it works on your computer. You can also switch to another editing program. Most of those share your data as well. But if the Russia thing really freaks you out and you're willing to climb the learning curve of learning a different DAW, digital audio workstation, or editing software, you can do that too. Or you can just shrug and hit yes to all the new terms of service. But bottom line, Jenny says, the new Audacity is not spyware. It's not sneaking on your computer and stealing your data. It's being upfront about what it's doing. And no, it can't listen to your audio files. But the bottom line, from where I sit, I've actually never liked Audacity as an app, and I've said that on this program before, but everyone likes their own flavor of audio editing programs. If you swear by Audacity, you've got options still. But I think you might like a different program better. Again, lots of articles, including Jenny's video, linked in today's show notes. Other podcasting news this week. Apple, Google, and Spotify are all displaying show notes the same way, uniformly, including links. James Cridland of Pod News points this out and says it's true for the first time ever. But as you write your show notes, keep them to a max of 4,000 characters because that is Apple's limit. Nothing free is really free. We've talked about that with Audacity. Well, Podcast One is a podcast host that is offering free hosting for podcasters. The catch is they can put ads in your show and keep the profits themselves. Now, the benefit of Podcast One is they can market your show to a new audience, but I still think it's better to use a paid host like Simplecast, Blueberry, Libsyn, or RSS.com. There's a link about this from The Verge in today's show notes. Also in today's show notes, a Twitter thread about how much podcasters and producers should be paid. Now, this is in Los Angeles production terms, and these numbers are eye-popping. So that's one end of the spectrum. At the other end of the spectrum, you've got people undercutting us on Fiverr doing random things for $5. My hope is that as the podcasting industry continues to grow, everything will even out and we'll be able to settle on, kind of a uniform rate for these types of services. Two new podcasts out about big celebrity news stories. Audible's Chasing Ghislaine is out today, Thursday. There's a profile on Jeffrey Epstein's partner, assistant, Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm good. Don't need to hear any more details about Jeffrey Epstein. But Stitcher is now 3 episodes deep into Toxic, the Britney Spears story. Explores her conservatorship and so much more. From my days as a radio DJ, I can tell you that Britney is an icon to an entire generation. And with the volume of the Free Britney movement getting louder and louder, this could be a huge show. Again, get it where you find your podcast, Toxic, the Britney Spears story. There's an event this weekend in podcasting called Podthon. It is geared toward podcasters of color. You can find out more at podthon.com, all one word. And finally, I'm really looking forward to Podcast Movement in person in Nashville. First week in August, and if you want more info, you can visit podcastmovement.com. If you're going, hit me up. I'd love to meet you in person. And of course, for help with your podcast, you can find me online at jagindetroit.com. Until next time, stay healthy and stay safe. Later.
If you like what you just heard, share The Jag Show with someone else who's interested in podcasts. You can also follow The Jag Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit jagindetroit.com.